There were three friends and roommates who shared a three-bedroom apartment. Their names were Melinda, Fikayo, and Chika. They knew one another from service year. After their service year, they went back to their states. They kept communicating. They made several attempts to get good jobs in their locations, but they weren't successful. It occurred to them that they needed to relocate to Lagos, the land where dreams come true. They had one problem though. They didn't have enough money to rent an accommodation as they were all from poor homes. Melinda had gotten a job in Lagos while in her state, so she spearheaded the idea to her other friends who were yet to get jobs. After some period of search, an agent helped them get a house. Melinda paid 50%, while the other two ladies shared the remaining 50%. The first day in the house was eventful. They treated themselves to drinks and dancing to trendy songs. Having been away from one another for a year, they were happy to finally reconnect. It was their first time of living together though. Melinda resumed her job, while others continued looking for jobs. Melinda's foodstuff and provisions came under heavy pressure as the others brought very minimal foodstuff. At first, Melinda took it in good faith because they weren't working. Soon, she started complaining as it was taking a toll on her. Both ladies sensed their displeasure. Fikayo, having tried all she could to get a job, yet no avail, she borrowed some money from a friend, ran an advert as an errand girl. She started running errands for people and getting paid. Chika, on the other hand, made snide remarks about her choice of work. She was yet to get a job, and she wasn't going to do any odd jobs according to her. There was this rich guy that had been throwing advances at her. She decided to give him a chance. Why has Chika decided to be a full-time girlfriend? Asked Melinda to Fikayo one evening when they were alone. Fikayo asked her what she meant. She goes to his place every day to wash, clean, and sometimes she sleeps over. At this rate, I don't think she still has the time to look for jobs. Fikayo shook her head in thought. I shared my concern with her too, but she told me to mind my business. She said that she had started paying her bills in the house, so she owed no one an explanation. That was her response to me, said Fikayo. The three of them played a lot, that's why there are differences. They had strikingly different spending habits. And the highest as a data analyst, she lived the good life. She would eat out in fancy restaurants, attend top events, go on fancy ceremonies, and she invested in various ashebis. Fikayo got worried about her spending pattern and advised her to learn to save. Melinda would giggle and tell her only the living can spend money. Fikayo wasn't doing badly too. Her errands business made her rake in hundreds of thousands monthly. However, she had a funny spending pattern. She doesn't eat out like her friend. She knows where she sources for cheap foodstuffs and she cooks them for the week. She doesn't buy expensive ears. Her hairstyle doesn't go beyond 6,000 naira and she carries it for a month. She wears thrift clothes. She attends a church close to her house and she bought small chops only seldomly. Melinda was irritated by her lifestyle and didn't fail to show it in her words. Are you aware that if you die today, that money you are saving will be inherited by a next of kin who will squander it? Fikayo would spy. Chika, on the other hand, got her livelihood from her rich boyfriend. She lost the zeal to look for work when she got to know that her age, 29, was already above what most companies wanted as their entry level. At first, she wasn't proud that she chose to slave for a man for her livelihood, but she soon started researching how to grow from her current situation. She was also a lavish spender like Melinda, however, with a smart difference. Melinda was hardly at home. But anytime she was at home, she had a habit of discussing Fikayo in a negative light with Chika. She would also paint Chika as a devil in the presence of Fikayo. talk about their choice of jobs and their attitude to money. Her disgust for Chika was higher because Chika wore exotic dresses just like her. Fikayo entered the apartment one day and found Chika on the bed, fuming in anger and muttering to herself. Beside her, held her hands and asked her what was wrong. Chika, as if wanting to release the pent-up anger, shouted, "She thinks she's the only one that has sense, right? She thinks I don't know what I am doing and all I do is sleep around. I know what I am doing." Fikayo got confused and asked her who she was talking about. "Do you know that snake, Melinda, goes about gossiping me to her friends?" She went on to narrate how she heard her story in a salon close to their house. After doing her findings, she realized it was Melinda behind the bad PR to her. Chika insisted she would prove her wrong. Chika didn't talk about it when Melinda returned home. The three ladies continued their lives and their lifestyle. During their leisure together, Melinda would go into a sanctimonious talk of why they should all try to live like her, get her kind of job, and enjoy life like her. The other ladies wouldn't respond. They accorded her the respect of being the one who paid half their rent in the first year and whose food they ate for 3 months. Months later, Fikayo moved into a new apartment owned by her alone. Melinda bought a trendy car. Chika opened a new hair salon. They had a mini party in their living room to send off Fikayo. After the merrymaking, Melinda was called to give a speech. She started, "I am so glad to have you all here. I'm so glad for my friends. These milestones they are celebrating are incredible. It's a mystery how gutter kids can become queens. I remember how I used to feed them and..." Chika cleared her throat and stylishly interrupted her speech. "I think we should continue with our merrymaking. This is a party, not a seminar." She smiled as she gently pushed Melinda from the stage. After the event, Fikayo and Chika unleashed terror on Melinda. "Your greatest problem has been this self-deception of yours that makes you think your life is perfect. You think we don't use our hairs too?" Melinda smiled. "Who is giving you this audacity? Call girl like you," she said. Slap her, but Fikayo stepped in between. "You call me a call girl just because I chose a rich man to date. I don't sleep around. I had an opportunity and I used it well. How did I get my luxurious salon? I saved from what he has been giving me. I made connections with his friends' wives and girlfriends and got business contacts from them. I partied with them and made friends with people in the higher echelon. They started buying from me since I sold here online. You didn't know because you were always absent from home. What have you done with your own opportunities? You got sacked from work? You..." Fikayo looked shocked at the statement. Melinda was shocked too and looked away in embarrassment. She got news of her sack the previous day and she didn't tell her friends. She wondered how they got to know. Melinda walked away. Fikayo faced Chika for a better explanation. 3 months later, Melinda had to sell her car because the cost of maintaining it had sapped her savings. No job was coming forth. For someone who had gotten used to a flamboyant lifestyle, she started getting depressed. She got into a drinking habit to take her mind off her pains. Fikayo got news of how much of a nuisance she had become. She spoke to Chika, who had also moved out of the house to her own apartment. They decided to help her. They went to the house and saw her there in a sorry state. She was happy to see them, but looked ashamed. "I am sorry for how I looked down on you guys. I thought I was the wisest, but look at us now. It's so obvious who the wise ones are," said Melinda. One thing you have to know about life is your method isn't always the best. I had my method, which was to deny myself of some pleasures and save. It worked for me. Chika had her method. She made a good use of her opportunities. You also had yours, but you flaunted them without sewing. You didn't think of tomorrow. Can you now see you aren't the only person with a brain? To each their own style. However, we have decided to help you. We remember the seed of kindness that you sowed in our lives when we moved in and had no money. We will help you. They handed her a check of 2 million naira. Melinda was lost for words and burst into tears.